Every way to get rich in 2025 explained. The best way to get rich is doing something you love and finding out how you can make monetary value out of that. Everything else won't make you happy.
The Inheritor. If you're not already rich, this one's not for you. The window's closed. The Inheritor didn't work hard or take big risks. They just got lucky, like cosmic lottery level lucky. They were born into money, straight up spawned from a rich person's balls. No grind, no strategy, just boom. Welcome.
I would disagree because if you inherit money, you have to have learned some financial skills in order to not lose that money. So somebody who inherits money and is still rich still has some type of success, because you look at people who win the lottery then go broke a day later or a year later, they have a broke mindset still. So obviously they got really lucky having rich parents, but their parents worked extremely hard, or their parents worked extremely hard, or their parents' parents worked hard. You can't just downplay everybody's success.
To life with beachfront property and a private chef. It's like winning the lottery without even knowing a lottery existed, and then being annoyed your driver took the long way home. Now sure, people love to say, well, actually, it's not that easy. They'll argue that growing up with everything handed to you can screw you up, makes you soft, kills motivation, makes money feel like Monopoly cash. And yeah, maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe. But let's be real. It's hard to feel too bad for someone complaining about a lack of purpose while they're teeing off on hole 7 with a Rolex tan line and a mimosa in hand. Even if you've got existential dread, it probably hits a bit softer when you're driving a Lambo to your 18-hole golf session on a Tuesday morning. The average Joe.
But what really matters is if your parents raised you right or not. There's plenty of rich kids who are raised by good parents, same with kids middle class, same with kids who are poor. And there's plenty who are raised bad in each economic class. If you're partying, doing drugs, doing degenerate activities, whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle, it doesn't matter. You're living a horrible life.
Now this path to getting rich really depends on two things: how you define rich and how fast you want to get there. If your version of rich is yachts and penthouses, this probably isn't it. But if rich means financial stability, owning a house, and not crying when you check your bank balance,
owning a house in 2025. Yeah, okay.
yeah, this could work. The average Joe plays it safe. He goes to school, follows the rules, maybe stresses over math class more than he should. Then he heads off to college, racks up a student loan or two, maybe does an unpaid internship where he learns how to fix the printer and get coffee. But eventually, he lands his first real job with a salary and benefits and starts the long climb. Over the next 40 years, Joe chips away at that ladder, promotion by promotion, tax return by tax return. He might not get rich fast, but he gets richer slowly, steadily, safely. And somewhere along the way, he buys a house, maybe gets a 401k, takes a few family vacations.
Just because something is slow and steady doesn't mean it's safe. If he had a life-threatening emergency or his car broke down, he would have to take money out of his pocket that he probably is saving for retirement or whatever, and then spend all that. So now he's declined way back. He's not going to retire. Nobody wants to do the 9 to 5, and I completely understand. Nobody wants to work 40 years and then get rich at 60 and then have like $2 million that you could spend over the course of 10 years and then die. Nobody wants to do that. We all want to get lit in our 20s or 30s. And me personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But the people who say they don't want to do the 9 to 5 don't end up pursuing any real goals or interests or activities that can make them not have to do that. Like if college was actually more useful, I would want to go to college for a film degree and I would actually have fun doing that, because that is something I'm really like interested in and passionate about. Except that degree would probably be useless unless you got supreme connections or go to one of the most established like schools for film. The 9 to 5 route of working 40 years just sounds terrible to everybody. But for some people, you're gonna have to do it if you don't decide to take any risk in life.
To places with all-inclusive buffets and slowly builds a life that's comfortable, predictable, and secure. By the time he hits 65 and retires, the average American who followed this path has a net worth of around 1.8 million. That's not yacht money.
People say comparison is a thief of joy, but I say comparison is the giver of motivation. 1.8 million is what so many creators, so many entertainers, so many people in different spaces, online, social media, business, e-commerce. 1.8 million people make that in a month. People make that in 3 months. Use that as motivation. If somebody could do it, bro, 10K a month is possible without getting a real job. The way I view comparison is I look at people being successful and I think if they could do it, I could do it. People always try to say there's nothing wrong with having a 9 to 5. Yes, there is, if that's not your goal. If you don't want a 9 to 5, then there's something wrong with having a 9 to 5. If you want to be the general manager at a warehouse or something, that's your goal in life, that's completely fine. But I think it's completely wrong if that's not your goal and you're not striving for what your dream is.
But it's not nothing either. That's enough to live well, sleep soundly, and maybe even spoil the grandkids a little. It's the long game, but it works. Meme coin millionaire. You're 16. It's late. Like way too late for a school night late. You're in bed, lights off, half asleep, when your phone buzzes with a message from your mate. Bro, buy this coin, now. You squint at the screen.
Sometimes I just think about throwing like $15,000 into a random meme coin and then hoping it like triples the next day so I could just have more money. But then I realize I'll probably go broke to zero and I don't want to take that risk. I'd rather take a risk on doing something that I want, not on a gambling website.
Open the link and see the name, Boner. You laugh. Of course it's called Boner. Every stupid coin has some degenerate name and somehow that makes you trust it more. You think about it for 2 seconds, shrug and chuck in $100. This same same guy got you into Fart Rocket a few weeks back and you actually made lunch money off it, so why not? You press confirm, toss your phone on the charger, and jump into bed. Fast forward a month. You're scrolling like you do every day, thumb numb, brain half dead, when something familiar pops up on your feed. A finance bro in a tank top says, "Yo, not financial advice, but boner just rose 69% overnight. I'm fully erect. I mean, fully invested." You blink. Wait, boner? That rings a bell. Did I buy that? You open your crypto app, half laughing at the idea. You dig through your dusty little portfolio of forgotten trash coins, and there it is, boner. You tap into the chart and it's not just up, it's vertical. Green candles like skyscrapers. You refresh it.
I wonder what it's like for people who made like millions and millions of dollars off of meme coin, like just like in a year or in a month or 2-3 months. Like, is there any motivation to do anything? Is there any drive to pursue a passion? Because you already have a bunch of money. You could just sit on it and just like explore, vacation or whatever. But is that as satisfying as working to it, doing something you like rather than getting a big chunk of money handed to you? And sometimes I do think I wish like $10 million just spawned into my bank account, but then other times I'm like, I think I would enjoy the progress. But I think with either one, I would be fine because I would just be able to enjoy to do what I want. I would still have the motivation. I don't think motivation would ever lead me to do exactly what I want, even with so much money.
Just to make sure it's real. The number updates. You stare. Your $100 isn't worth $120. It's not even a couple grand. It's $4 million. You sit there, slack-jawed, feeling like you just accidentally
$100 to $4 million? What kind of meme coin did that?
won the internet. And then it hits you. You are now a multi-millionaire because you YOLO'd into a coin named after a penis. You've peaked. There's no topping this. So naturally, you do what every financially literate teenage crypto genius does when faced with life-changing wealth. You immediately buy an M4. The entrepreneur. You've tried it all. Dropshipping failed after 3 months. A clothing brand? Launched it, hyped it, sold 3 hoodies, 2 to your mom. A TikTok.
This is not an entrepreneur. This is a trend hopper trying to find the easiest way to make money. And they're just hopping on a trend. They're always too late and they don't know how to actually succeed off of it.
Growth agency? Didn't even finish the website. But through every flop, every awkward pitch, and every time you checked your bank account and saw 2 digits, you stayed locked in. You just knew something would eventually click. Not out of blind optimism, but because the alternative made your skin crawl. The idea of going to college, racking up student debt, and sitting in the same office chair for 40 years slowly rotting under fluorescent lights? Nah, not for you. You'd rather starve chasing...
That's not for anybody. I don't think anybody wants to do that for 40 years straight. I think everybody wants to do what they want to do in life, whether it's sing, act, do content, paint, make sculptures, but it's hard and people give up too soon. Also, I think making money in ways that you don't like making money is not lame, but it's not something I would want to do. Of course, it would be cool making like 10, 20 bands or something that I want to do, and then I could just pivot to something I want to do with that money. But I don't know. It would be so boring to me. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Something real than be fed doing something dead. So you sacrifice stability. You ditch the comfort of a guaranteed paycheck, cut costs wherever you can, and start...
What is stability though? Having a 9-to-5 job that doesn't pay well isn't stability. You're still struggling. Having a 9-to-5 job that pays extremely well, is it stability? Because now you're tied to this. Now you're tied to this company. If they fire you, you're not stable. There's no such thing as stability. Something else I've noticed that for some reason people who are already successful, specifically content creators, always try to like tell people that you should take the normal route or you should go to college or you should do this. When I get to that point, why would I tell people to take that route unless they wanted to do it? I would tell people to chase their dreams no matter what, even if they fail, because you can't fail unless you give up.
Living on 2-minute noodles and black coffee. You work from a crusty laptop in your bedroom, teaching yourself code from YouTube tutorials and hacking away at random startup ideas until one of them sticks. And finally, it does. You launch an app that lets people communicate with their dog. Whether or not it actually works, debatable. But the marketing slaps, the downloads go up, and a big tech company noticed. Suddenly, you've got an offer. 2 million. Just like that. Out of nowhere. After all the late nights, after all the failed side hustles and ramen dinners, you did it. You've made it. You're free. You could chill now. You could take a vacation, maybe buy something dumb and shiny, but you don't. Because the win isn't the money, it's the grind. The OnlyFans chick.
Yeah, making money that way just doesn't seem appealing to me. That would be an extremely boring way to make money and it wouldn't be satisfying.
Now this one might be the riskiest play on the list. Because if you fail at OnlyFans, there's no soft landing, no polite fallback. You don't just brush it.
OnlyFans is either you become a multimillionaire or you just get rid of all your values, morals, and ethics and become a degenerate making $300 a month. People don't think about those who fail in OnlyFans. Like that is worse than failing in anything else. It literally ruins you.
Off and slide quietly into a normal job interview. Nah. If this flops, you've literally posted your naked body on the internet for no money, forever. Like rock bottom kind of stuff. You are the...
I know we're told that OnlyFans stars make a lot of money, but I don't think people really realize it. There was literally an OnlyFans girl who made $80 million off OnlyFans in like a year and a half, and she showed it. Lil Tay recently made like $1 million in a couple hours. That is insane. But what is the point of them having that much money? What are they gonna do? That's why I'm not jealous of anybody, because I wouldn't want to be them with that much money. I want to be myself with that much money. And if I'm not myself, then I don't care how much money you have, because you're you.
Bottom of the barrel. and the barrel is leaking. It's the modern version of putting all your chips on one hand in poker, except the poker table is public and your grandma might see. But let's be real, it's not all doom. There's big upside. The top 1% of creators are printing money. People like Sophie Rain, she reportedly made more last year than any player in the NBA. And that's the NBA. Dunking, sponsorships, primetime games, and she still out-earned them by dropping spicy content from her living room. So yeah, it's risky, but it's also insanely lucrative if you win.
I mean, if I was a girl, that's what I would do. I'm not gonna lie. It would probably kill me mentally, emotionally, and I would be like regretting that for the rest of my life. But if there's no other skills you have as a woman, you should probably do OnlyFans.
Here's the catch though. Making real money on OnlyFans isn't just about looks. It's marketing, branding, constant content creation, fan engagement, paid DMs, emotional manipulation, and somehow still finding time to moisturize. To make more than $20,000 a month, you've got to be in the top 1% of all creators in the world. That's Olympic level.
I hate these type of stats because they're so misleading. For example, maybe like with Twitch or streaming, it's like the top 0.5% or the top 1%, whatever it is, only that top percent makes money. And people look at it and they're like, whoa, it's so small with 8 million people stream every month. But the reality is how many of those people who stream consistently every day, make YouTube videos, make TikToks, actually make something funny, make something interesting, actually have a personality, actually have a face cam, have good quality camera, microphone, actually care to do what they want to do. I bet you like 5% of people are actually trying. If you really bring out the numbers, you cut out like 3/4 of it, then it's more like the top 5, top 10% that are actually making a living out of the people who are consistent. This is literally with anything. You look at the NBA, only the top whatever percent of players in the US make it to the NBA. All right, but how many of those players are under 6 foot? All right, you could cut them out because unless you're extremely good, you're not making it. All right, now how many of those players work out every day, twice a day, eat good, are consistent, watch film, watch videos? You could probably cut out another half. All right, now how many of those are getting good grades in school, raised correctly in order to pursue the correct trajectory in life? You could just keep cutting things down until you have a specific group of people that actually meet the requirements to be successful. And then from there, you can see the real percentage.
Digital hustling. And for the other 99%, they put themselves out there, raw and unfiltered, and the internet just collectively shrugs and goes, nah, we're good. The NPC. The NPC is the silent grinder. No flash, no flex, just pure discipline. You go to school, head down, do what you're told, then call it. Not because you're chasing a dream, but because it's what people do. You graduate, step right into a job, and from there, it's game on. You work every day, sometimes 2 jobs, sometimes 7 days a week. You don't complain, you don't party, you don't chase dopamine or spend money trying to impress people who don't care. You just work, quietly, relentlessly. Your life runs on routine. You never eat out unless it's with a coupon. All your clothes come from Temu or the discount rack at Target. You survive on rice, frozen veggies, and whatever protein was marked down at the end of the aisle. You budget like your life depends on it, because it kind of does. Every dollar has a purpose. Every unnecessary purchase is a betrayal of the mission. You're not trying to live your best life in your 20s. You're trying to buy freedom. And here's the twist. After 15, maybe 20 years of this, you do it. You actually do it. By age 40, you're debt-free.
This isn't an NPC. This is more like a penny pincher. Because if you work a normal job, you could still retire early, but you have to penny pinch. You have to literally save on everything. You have to not spend any money, which is a valid way to getting retired.
Mortgage-free, and your investments quietly spit out enough cash each year to cover your simple, intentional lifestyle. You don't live in a mansion, you don't drive a Tesla, but you don't have a boss either. You live in a small, paid-off home, and your days are yours. You read books, you play video games, you go on long walks without checking the clock. Wait, you're rich?
I also think people are way too materialistic. Like, what do you want a Lamborghini for? Like, what do you actually want in life? I'm not chasing money. I just need money so I don't feel stuck. I'm not chasing millions and millions of dollars. What I want to do is do what I want. You know, whatever it is, whatever hobby I'm into, whatever path in life I want to do. I just want to be able to do what I want and money not to be a restraint. My goal isn't to make so much money. It's to make enough money to do whatever I want to do.
You're 23. You're hot. Like really hot. You've got runway cheekbones, 300K followers, and a skincare routine that costs more than most people's rent. And now, you're engaged to the love of your life. A charming, wise, slightly older gentleman. He's 75. He has stage 4 cancer, and he calls you Angel, even though he forgets your name sometime. When people ask why you're marrying him, you smile sweetly and say, because I love him. Age is just a number, and technically, so is a bank balance. Everyone around you knows exactly what's going on. His friends know, his nurses know, the waiter at your engagement dinner definitely knows, but
marrying somebody to take their money is such an underrated option, especially for women, since it doesn't really work as well for men because, you know, we're dudes. But low-key, they're doing Bill Belichick like this. He's like 73. He has like a 20-something-year-old girlfriend. They did Jeff Bezos like this, even though she didn't originally marry him for money. But when Jeff Bezos and his wife got divorced, she became like $40 billion worth or something. She's rich as hell now. Looking back at it, I disagree with my previous answer. If I was a woman, I would marry rich, divorce him, take half his stuff. Life is easy as a girl.
You keep the act tight. When his adult children pull you aside and mention his $100 million estate, you widen your eyes and gasp like you just found out Santa Claus is real. Oh my god, I had no idea. Cue Oscar-worthy performance. They roll their eyes. You roll with it. This is a strategy that technically can't fail if you get to the finish line. No business risk, no taxes, no startup capital. The asset is already acquired. You're not investing, you're inheriting. But let's not pretend it's easy. You can't just Google how to find a dying billionaire. There's no blueprint, no mentorship group, no rich elderly men accelerator on YouTube. And when
I'm pretty sure there actually is a sugar dating app and girls can find older guys on there that just spoil them. Or you could go to a big city like Miami, LA, or New York City and find an older guy and just charm them and pretend like you like them. They'll probably fall for it because they're lonely and depressed, which is why they're old and rich and single.
will's signed, the final breath is taken, and the dust settles, congrats. You just pulled off one of the oldest wealth-building plays in the book. It's not glamorous, it's not ethical, but damn, it's effective. Just don't mess it up by crying too hard at the funeral. You've got a yacht party to plan. The gambler. You walk into the casino.
The gambler, the dude Togi, he literally makes millions of dollars and then loses it all, then makes it back.
Nerves buzzing, palms slightly sweaty, and the odds fully stacked against you. You hear the siren call of your favorite game, roulette. You make your way to the table, you slap your $100 down and pick black. The wheel spins, the ball clacks.
I'm not anti-gambling, but I don't think I would like gambling. I don't think I ever would want to gamble unless I was so rich that I just had money to play with and would just spend it doing that. But it also doesn't seem fun to me, so I don't get why rich people do it. Like, there is no positivity to gambling. If you're not that rich, you gamble, you lose all your money, you go broke, you're depressed. If you're rich and you don't gamble that much money, you lose 20K or make 20K and it doesn't affect you. If you're rich and you gamble a lot of money, you lose all your money and you're broke and now you're depressed. There's no winning in gambling, no matter what.
Everyone watches, and boom, black, you're at $200. Most people would pocket the win. Most people would walk. But you're not most people. You double down. Black again, $200 becomes $400. Your hands are shaking now, not from fear, but from something worse. Momentum. You feel it. The table's hot. You repeat the process again and again. $400 to $800. $800 to $1,600. Before you know it, you've got people gathering around, watching this lunatic casually pressing his entire stack onto black every single time. The crowd's growing, murmuring with each spin. You're not just gambling now, you're putting on a show. $100 turns into over $800,000. You've done it. You've beaten the house in a way that shouldn't even be statistically possible. 13 blacks in a row. The table is silent now. The dealer looks at you.
What are the odds of 13 blacks in a row? Probability is real. Eventually, there will be 13 blacks in a row in some type of roulette table, but what are the actual odds of that?
Like you've summoned dark forces. You're sweating through your shirt. The pit boss is suddenly way too interested in your next, and still, you can't stop. You can't walk away now. Not when black's been hitting like a drumbeat straight from the gods. You push your entire stack forward, over 800K riding on one last spin. Everyone's holding their breath. The wheel starts turning again. The ball spins, bounces, hits the little diamond ridge with a sickening click, and dances around the edge. Your vision narrows. It feels like slow motion. It clinks, clinks, then drops. Black. Again. You just turned $100 into over $1 million. Your head is spinning. You've somehow bent probability to your will. And this time, you leave. You take your chips, your luck, your shaky hands, and you cash out. Just like that, your life has changed forever. You walk out of the casino a millionaire, the influencer. You start off posting cringe TikToks from your bedroom, lip syncs, trends, fake story times, whatever gets views. At first, it's just your cousin and a few
Why is being an influencer cringe before you make it, but then it's normal after you make it? Is that just me? Like, before you find success in it, it seemed cringe, it seemed corny, like, what are you doing? But after you find success in it, even if it's the same exact thing you've been doing before, now it's all of a sudden not corny?
bots liking your stuff. But you keep at it. Slowly, the numbers go up. You build a following. One day, you wake up and brands are in your inbox. Your first deal? A print-on-demand t-shirt company selling knockoff Kermit the Frog. The shirts suck. They're thin, shrink in the wash, and feel like cardboard. But you make a post hyping it up as limited edition high-quality streetwear. And somehow, it works. You clear $10,000 from a single video. From there, it's easy. You keep posting, keep growing, keep promoting garbage products with a smile. Blue light glasses, fake supplements, drop-shipped everything. And honestly, you don't feel bad. If people are buying this stuff, that's on them. You're just playing the game.
He's literally just talking about a TikToker. I mean, I guess that's the first thing people think of when they think of an influencer, but like, I'm thinking of creators, people that create content, people that stream, people that do YouTube, people that make movies.
Playing it well. One of one. Being the best in the world. At something, or even top 100.
All of the other ways ways aren't 100% guaranteed. Like you could think it's going to be guaranteed. Like I think I'm guaranteed to be successful, but it isn't 100%. It's like 99.9%, right? But this is probably the most guaranteed way to get rich or be financially successful. For example, if you're the best Rocket League player, you're going to be a pro, you're going to be able to create content, people are going to follow you, you're going to be on an esports team, you're going to get paid, you're going to get brand deals. If you're the best chess player, you're going to go to win big tournaments, you're going to get money, you're going to get brand deals. If you're the fastest man on earth, Usain Bolt, you're going to like being the best at something literally guarantees you success unless it's something that nobody cares about.
100 or 1,000, depending on how popular that specific thing is a sure way to make money. But there is a very big range here. Think about LeBron James, the GOAT of basketball. He made over $47 million in 2024 just from his NBA contract alone. Then he made another $70+ million from sponsorships and other things off the court. Think about that. Over $100 million in a single year just from being the greatest basketball player of all time. And no, Jordan isn't anywhere close. Now for an activity.
And how did LeBron get to that point? He worked from being born to 18, 19, every day working on his game, working on his craft, trying to perfect it every day. He went 18 years straight with no type of financial return, but it was an investment. That's what people don't want nowadays. People don't want to invest in what they want to do. They just want to take the easy route.
Like pool. Let's take Efren Reyes, who is supposedly the best pool player. He has an estimated net worth of $2 million. Still great, but no $100 million in a single year. It all comes down to how much money these different sports generate and how much the individual can generate different brands, but the same goes for different activities like chess or poker.
There is so many ways to make money, but there's only a couple ways that actually like motivate me in any way to want to do it. Like I don't want to do drop shipping. I don't want to sell a brand. I don't want to do this, do that. I want to make content, YouTube, Twitch. And I think a lot of kids my age want to do that, which is fine. Like you should try it. You should try doing that, pursue that career. Or if you want to do painting, if you want to do singing, you should pursue that career. But only you know in your brain if you could actually be successful, if you're actually good enough at this, if your time is actually worth putting into. You know, I think my stuff is actually pretty decent. And when I say I want to do something and that I think I could be successful in it, I'm not just saying it to say it. I actually think the actions that I put out, what I put out shows that I can. For other people, I think they just say it to say it because they like the idea of it. They don't actually want to do it. They actually can't do it. They don't have the personality to do it. They don't have the motivation to do it. But that's fine, you know? If you really don't think you could do something, if you really believe you can do something, you should do it. You know, that's gonna be the end of this video. It was a great video. You know, make money, go be great, go do what you want to do. Yeah, shout out everybody who watched the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell me what your favorite cookie is.